Hello, everybody. This is Natalie from Not Christmas Autism Girl. Welcome back to the channel. I'm interviewing with Sophia, my friend Sophia, today. We are going to do an interview about the Clone Wars
Woo, the Clone Wars.
that we like. So we just watched the Siege of Mandalore, so we decided to do this interview. All right. We are ready. Let's get started on the questions. Question number 1. Did you watch the Clone Wars from the beginning?
So I did watch Clone Wars from the beginning. I've seen the first 5 seasons, but then after that, I kind of spot watched the good parts, because honestly, they had a whole lot of stuff that I felt was unnecessary, and then also things got busy with like school and stuff, and I just got older and kind of lost interest a little bit. But since we watched the Siege of Mandalore, I'm kind of thinking about going back and seeing all the episodes and just kind of get my full opinion from there.
Nice. That's very cool. Yeah, I watched pretty much all of it except for those 5 episodes. I think I've only not seen 5 episodes. I've seen all of season 1, 2. It's just the Night Sisters arc I didn't really watch, but that's like 5 or 6 episodes. I've seen the rest of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Even the movie?
even season 6, which was like no one was really interested in watching, but I watched it. All of it. Even the parts with Jar Jar Binks.
Oh man.
I mean, girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. That's a true fan right there.
Yeah, thank you. All right, what is your favorite thing about the clones?
I like how they just kind of, they have their orders, they just do what they do, and they all come up with um, cool ways to do it, like each faction, each battalion, yes, that's the word. And then also each clone also has like their own personality on top of that. Like they're all good soldiers. They all have loyalty and they all have values, but then like each of them still has kind of like a personal set of beliefs that they all go for. Also, their accent is cool, and I don't have much else to say after that.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing?
My favorite thing was the fact, I think, just how loyal they are and how like, oh, I'm gonna do the right thing while having orders. Like that scene with Krell when they were on General Krell kind of showed that they had come a long way from just following orders. They actually cared about what was right. I liked that about them. How devastated were you during Order 66?
So obviously, going into it, you know that eventually Order 66 is gonna happen. So if I had come in completely blind, I think it would have been more of a shocker. But I mean, it was still very sad, especially the way that they showed all the clones just doing it because they were ordered to. They couldn't help it. But then you could see some of the clones struggling with it, like Rex, and then Five's poor guy. his messed up, and he had all sorts of problems from that. But it was still sad to see, even though like you knew it was gonna happen, like all the Star Wars people knew that it was gonna happen, but I think they did a good job of showing that it was still sad, and yeah, it was sad. I don't know if I was super devastated because, like I said, I knew it was gonna happen already.
Yeah. I think I didn't really see the moment it was gonna coming. Like I knew it was gonna happen, but like I didn't know when, how, or when they were gonna do it. So I thought they did it well, making you care. All right. What do you think made the clones have different personalities since their nature and nurture were all the same?
Well, that's the thing with like nature and nurture, because technically, yes, they all have the same DNA. They all came from the same person. They were all raised the same way, programmed the same way, I guess you could say, as well. But the thing is, this kind of goes into like the Jurassic Park scene when he's got with Jeff Goldblum and he's got the chaos theory, which basically is like if even in like a different, if something is slightly different from the previous circumstances, then you're going to get a different outcome. I think is pretty much what the chaos theory is. So even though all the clones were raised the same way, they all have the same DNA, technically, like, they have different
Titles.
they have different circumstances, just in that, each person was raised in a different battalion, and so even their different set of circumstances, what time they eat dinner, what time they exercise, all of that could go into account. Also, I mean, if you think about it in terms of like the force and stuff, the force is in all living beings, and so even the force could work differently in each different clone than another clone.
Yeah, and if you think about it, identical twins are raised the same way and have the same DNA, and they sometimes have different personalities.
Exactly.
Like, they're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the nurture versus nature theory is not entirely accurate.
Well, I mean, even the nature and nurture, like their nature is the same, their nurture is the same, but they still came out a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which death made you the saddest of the clones?
So here's the thing. All the clone deaths make me sad. Even like the ones you don't really dwell on, like even the ones that are just like, in the background and they get shot, I'm like, no. I think all the clones' deaths are sad. I think honestly 99's was probably the saddest death in my opinion, because he was finally doing what he felt he was made to do, even though they told him he couldn't be a soldier, he couldn't fight because of his deformities, but then he still went down like a soldier and sacrificed himself. So I thought that was really sad, because even though the other soldiers, they sacrificed themselves, but he kind of made like the personal choice to do it his way and kind of prove everyone wrong that he was still a good soldier.
One of the ones that made me the saddest was Echoes, because the way Rex reacted to it, that scream he let out, like, Echo!
Yes.
And then he was running to the ship thinking he was going to get out of the Citadel, and then it blew up.
Yeah.
So sad.
Very sad.
All right, which clone battalion did you want to learn more about that you didn't get to see much of?
Man, I'm not super familiar with all the clone battalions, because it has been a long time since I've seen the whole show. I think, a personal opinion, I think the 501st is kind of overhyped. Yes, they're very awesome. They have some of the best clones in them, but also all the clones are really cool. I really like Plo Koon's group.
Yeah.
So I think, especially with their like relationship with Plo Koon, they literally call themselves Plo's Bros, which I think is awesome. So I think if we had more of them, that would make me a little happier.
Yeah, and of course you love the 212th as well, Cody's battalion.
Oh,
Those
yes.
are they're pretty cool too. Because they're not as hyped up as the 501st, but they still get a lot of screen time. And so Cody's just cool. And they're Obi-Wan's group. So that's another really cool one. But I agree with you about Plo's Bros. That's pretty awesome. All right. Which is your favorite Clone Wars arc and why?
Oh shoot, I don't even remember the Clone Wars arcs. Are they on here?
Well, some of them. You can't really see it.
Oh. Well, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is the arc with Krell.
Yeah.
That one is so good. Also that whole scene where like they're shooting each other. Ooh, that's a really sad sequence. And then when they realized that they were firing on each other, that was devastating. It's a very satisfying ending as well, I think, to it.
Yeah, I love that one too. And of course, I love the Citadel. The Citadel is really good because it has the clones a lot in it.
Oh yes.
And the CJ Mandalore, like we've said, is really good too. But I think those are my top three: Krell, Citadel, and Siege of Mandalore off the top of my head. I can't remember all of them either.
Was the Citadel the one where they were trying to rescue the one Jedi? Okay. Okay, yeah, that was a really, really good one as well.
Because it had the clones in it so much.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one, for sure. All right, and final question. Your final thoughts on the clones.
Okay, my final thoughts on clones or the Clone Wars?
Both.
Okay, clones will always have a special place in my heart. The beginning of the seasons, I guess the earlier seasons, they did a really good job of having you get attached to the characters right away. The Clone Wars show itself, it's a lot to get through. Not every episode is golden. Not every arc is interesting. There is a lot of filler in it. I will say that I do like the some of the seasons have like behind the scenes type of stuff that go into like the making of the Clone Wars and stuff, and I really like the how like the creators say that they came up with the ideas for the shows and like the design for the episodes and stuff. So I really like the style of it. I like the passion that went into it. So yeah, is it a good show? Some of it is. Like I said, there's a lot to kind of get through, but the good parts of it are really good, and that's why I like it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cause like some of the arcs are like some of the best in media out there, but then you get to the really bad stuff, and you're like, oh, this is some of the worst media out there.
It's on those extremes.
Yes, it is. It knows how to be extreme.
Yes.
But yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I really enjoyed it. I think at the beginning I mostly watched it for Ahsoka, but then I started to love the other characters besides Ahsoka more, like the clones. You know, at the beginning I just was like, oh, Ahsoka's so cool, but then like she is cool, but you don't really see it how cool she is till she defeats Maul with her lightsabers. But the clones are also awesome, and I always cry during that scene when they come out with the helmets, and then when she hangs the helmets. That's so sad. Sad and happy. Both sad and happy. Both make me cry. But Ahsoka and Anakin uniting is really fun, and the whole arc with there are just some great arcs in there. You know, there are some really bad ones, but there are also really good ones. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for my thoughts. You got any other thing to add?
I enjoy what they do with the expounding on Anakin and Obi-Wan, and you kind of get to see their relationship between the second movie and the third movie, and how close that they become, and how well of a team they work together. So I like that part.
Yeah, me too. It's interesting because, you know, Anakin's very brash and undisciplined in the second one. And the third one, he's more calm. Like, he gives into his emotions, obviously. But he's also a lot calmer and a better Jedi than he was in the second one. I think Ahsoka, being his Padawan, is a big part of that. But also the Clone Wars. That's what I read. They said they created Ahsoka to show how Anakin changed so much.
Well, that makes sense, because, you know, they say that for like a skill or anything, like if you actually teach it, then you become better at it yourself. So yeah, that makes sense. I respect it. I'm not a big fan of like the whole Satine and Obi-Wan thing.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's like just weird. Like, it's like, oh, I'm in love with you, but I'm not willing to do anything about it, and we're just gonna be in love forever.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I think the whole character of Satine, I find
annoying.
Annoying is a good word, yes. I was actually gonna say I don't really find anything appealing about her, because she's all about peace, but she's in the middle of Mandalore and Mandalorian culture, and it's just not compatible. But she is so stubborn and strict on her no fighting policy, no killing type deal, it really just ends up not ending well for her. And I think it's just kind of stupid in my opinion,
Yeah.
because there comes a point where you kind of have to admit, hey, this isn't working. We need to try something else.
Yeah, I feel the same way about her. It's like she's coming to Mandalore with this idea of no fighting, all peace. Mandalorians are warriors. It's in their blood. It's in their nature. They literally have armor made out of Beskar that's been passed down through hundreds of years. That shows a warrior race. So why on earth was she trying to make them peace? Not what's the word? Pacifist. Why was she trying to make them all pacifists?
Not gonna work.
That's why, I mean, it's her own fault Death Watch even started because she was trying so hard. Now, I'm not saying Death Watch was entirely justified and they were terrorists. No. But I kind of see where they're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, when you try to force that extreme idea on someone in that short a time, yeah, you're gonna run into some people who take it to the opposite side in a short amount of time, because you're not really giving them any time to think about it, and you're just kind of forcing it on them. And it's like, well, we don't want to do that, so we have to push back with as much force as we can. And so that's how Death Watch happened.
Yeah, exactly. And neither side was really right. You know, like she was cray-cray for trying to make them pacifists, but they weren't right either for being terrorists. So where you go? Messed up.
Yep.
Well, does Miss Evie have anything to add?
That's it. That'll do it for my conclusion.
All right. Well, we had fun in this video. Thanks for watching and tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. See you next time. Bye.